G'day friends, welcome to another Page in 10 video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today we're going to draw little skeleton dancing Fridas. If you were in Virtual Voyage for the Lamplight Cruise, you might have seen these little Fridas dancing around when we went to Santa Cecilia, the week that we were inspired by the Pixar film Coco, and that scene in the movie where Frida is putting on a show for the Sunrise Spectacular, and she has many of the dancers dressed as herself, and they're skeletons, and I love that scene. I think it's super funny. Anyway, I did a whole bunch of these little dancing skeleton Fridas. Actually, pardon me, just a hiccup came out of nowhere. I have one in my journal right here. She's just a brush pen and a whole bunch of bones and a little leotard and leg warmers. I think it's super funny. I know it's very specific, but a lot of these Page in 10 videos have been super random and super specific, so I think by this point people know not to expect anything too too normal from the series. Look, as long as we get our pens moving and our journals open, I think that's a success for most people. So let's just enjoy making some of these skeleton Fridas today. I'm going to show you how to break it down. You just need a brush pen. Black brush pen will work wonderful for this. Let's start our timer. Start timer for 10 minutes. And let's get to it. Okay, the first thing we're going to want to draw is the head. We're going to draw a rainbow shape. And then just at the bottom of these rainbow shapes, we're going to draw two little hooks that hook in towards each other. These become the little cheekbones. Right in the middle of that hook, we're going to run a little rounded V shape for the jaw. And that becomes the head. Right in the middle of those two little hooks, I'm going to add a little love heart. Those are the lips. And I'm going to flip the love heart upside down and put it on top for the nose. Just above these hooks here, I'm going to add a pretty dark circle for the eye sockets. And I'm actually going to give her two little dots for eyes, with 3 lashes just pointing up. There you go, she's nice and shocked. Because it's Frida, we have to give her her brow on fleek, her unibrow, so I'm going to run a line. It just looks like a really soft, you know those birds we draw as kids? Like a really soft version of that. There we go. Now right underneath these hooks, I give her these big kind of circle shapes for the earrings that she wears. Super optional. And then above the eyebrow, we're going to start in the middle and add 3 lines that just curve off to the side of the head. We'll add them backwards. Look like little curtains. I'm now going to add 3 flowers. I like to just draw kind of spiral shapes for these flowers, and I kind of wiggle my brush as I do it, my brush pen, and then it looks like little roses or something. I'm going to add those to the top. And now on the side of the face, right next to the eyes, I'm going to add 3 more of those little lines that we did for that hairline. Just kind of bump them out like that. And then I'm going to add 3 more of them going up to the flowers. That becomes her hair, or her hairstyle. And that's the face for Frida, our little skeleton dancing Frida anyway. I'm going to put 2 little squares. These don't have to join, but this is going to be her skeleton frame. I'm going to put 2 little squares underneath her chin, and then I'm going to draw 2 lines. I'm just going to draw 2 lines right next to them. These are going to be the straps of her leotard. On the edge, I'm actually going to draw it like it's a big M, and I'm coming up, I'm scooping up to the top of that line, and then I'm scooping a U shape in between that line, and then I'm scooping it back out to the side. So it almost looks like the Golden Gate Bridge, or an M with some really rounded lines. I'm now going to add a little point just underneath somewhere because I want to curve these lines back in to her waist. And now I can color all of that in. This is her leotard. Well, the top part anyway, so torso. The bottom part, I'm going to add another rainbow shape. And this time I'm going to add another point. And again, I'm going to round those shapes back in. Just like these lines up here, I'm going to round them in. Looks like a mermaid scale upside down. That is her leotard. The only thing we have left to add is the limbs. This is going to be, she's going to have pretty short legs because I drew her a bit bigger. Don't worry. I'm going to add 2 circles inside that little opening there. And for all the bones, I like to do these 2 circles, almost like a love heart that doesn't quite close at the bottom. And then the bone is just wherever the leg's going to go. So 2 train tracks, I'm going to slightly bring them in so that they come underneath the body a little bit. And again, one of those open love hearts. And then put another one of those little open love hearts, my little train tracks, another one of those little open love hearts. And for the hands and feet, we're just going to keep these lines, just all these lines next to each other. This bottom bone here, this shin one, she actually has leg warmers on. So we're going to scribble over the top of that with our black, make it look like leg warmers. And you can change this pose up pretty easily. We'll just do this simple one first. I'm going to add this one out to the side as well. A little closed love heart. Do my little love heart again. My train tracks. Love heart again. And then just a whole bunch of parallel lines next to each other. Usually do maybe 4 of them. And then run over that with her leg warmer. The arms are kind of the same thing. Sorry, pardon me, my allergies. Got my little love heart shape. I'm going to put this arm out to the side and then bring it back in. And I think this one's going to be up in the air. Pardon me, my goodness. I've taken my pills, I swear. Sorry if that scared you. I'm going to put this one up to the top. And then for the hands, just 1 short line is going to be the thumb, and then 4 longer lines is going to be the rest of the hand. They're skeletons, so they don't have to be super realistic. The only thing I have to add now is just this little kind of sausage oval shapes inside that area for the chest cavity. And she's done. I do like to put a little bit of shading wherever she's standing though, like the leg if she's standing on it. And that would be our Frida. I actually don't color these in, excuse me for a second. I don't color them in, I just changed the poses of them. So since we've got 4 minutes left, if my allergies will let me, goodness me, I don't know if I can finish these videos today. If you wanted to change anything, I would just suggest changing the poses, and they're really fun to do. You're just going to, like a ball jointed doll, like a Barbie doll basically, you're just going to switch up the positions of the limbs. So let's draw another little one here. Same thing, if you get really quick at it, just following the same principles, you can draw a ton of them really quickly and really fill up a space. And I like that if you draw them really quickly, their expressions look a little wonkier and a little bit more hectic, like the dancers in the film. So I like to try and draw them pretty quickly. I don't think they actually need to be neat. That's why we're using our brush pen. So the line work looks really interesting, and we can keep it really loose and expressive. So I'm going to draw the same little leotard. Draw it a little smaller this time so we can give her body a better proportion. I usually like a lot longer legs for the dancers. So this leg, I'm going to use this one to touch the ground now. So I'm going to have it go straight down to the ground. Look, I even scribble in those love heart shapes sometimes. They're not even, I don't even really think about it. Put her leg warmer on. And this time I'm going to add one of her legs out to the side, like she's in passe. And all we've done was switch up the position of the bones. So this one, maybe I want to have her hands over her head. We just have to add those bones at the angles that would represent that pose. Which is much easier than drawing a person, because you actually don't have to worry about the shape of the body or anything. You're just worrying about the armature, like the actual, the structure, the skeletal structure as you draw it. So I actually find this a whole lot easier to draw as far as poses go than a real human figure, because it's essentially a glorified stick figure. Oh, I forgot my little hip bones in there. There we go. So give it a go, add a bunch of them, and if you wanted to make it extra cocoa-y, add a cactus. So I'm just going to add a green stick, and then 2 little arms to that green stick. If you add a cactus with the same face as the Frida, even the little hair, you can reference that point of the movie. Put little spikes on. She has a papaya as well, totally optional. But I might draw this papaya. An orangey teardrop with a circle filled with small circles. There we go. And they are the Coco Frida skeleton dancers. I don't really know how to draw cactuses, but cacti? I think that's fine. Oh, I've just drawn over my hand. Look, I tried to put the cap on and now I've got permanent ink on me. Excuse me for a second. Oh, my allergies. What a mess. 22 seconds to go though. We did manage to do it. Congratulations to us. Another successful page in 10, allergies and all. Goodness, I'm gonna have to go and see to this. I've got one more video to film today for my page in 10, but I don't know if I can get through it with these allergies. Thank you so much for being here. Please share your work with us. Hashtag a page in 10. I know this is very super specific to something, but I said I would give it a go, and I like to keep my word whenever I do say I'm going to try something, although I don't think I promised it because I know me and I wouldn't, but it did cross my mind and it is in one of my list of things to do. So I thought, you know what, do it now. I'd planned to save it for around Halloween time, but I truly don't know how many more of these episodes I'm planning on doing, so I think I'm just going to take it as it comes, and anything we can do in 10 minutes I think I'm just going to throw at it, and hopefully that will keep us motivated and inspired to keep working on all of these pages in our journal that just kind of fly by. If anyone's curious to know, a lot of this I do in my Hobonichi. This is my planner. This is not an art journal for me. It's just a planner, and I usually put a lot of photos in here and do a lot of memory keeping and documenting of like just random life stuff, and obviously plan out all of my work, but you know, it doesn't really get as decorated as some of the other planners I have, and certainly not, art journals, and certainly not as much as like a real watercolor art journal that I use for my workshops. And I do like to keep them pretty, pretty creative and nice and inviting. So I do try my best to at least dedicate some time and attention to this journal. I've found that over the years, it has been more of an inviting place to be in my planner. Sometimes it can feel like obligation and work, and I don't want to see what I've got to do for the next few days. But if the planner itself is actually fully decorated and I love visiting it and I love putting little bits and pieces in here, it's actually a nice way to trick my brain into enjoying seeing my planner. I'm not sure if that's how other people feel, but yeah, just thought I'd let you know, just in case you thought these were my art journals. This is a planner for me, but I do like to kind of throw everything at everything. So I don't think I have anything super specific for any specific journal. They mostly all contain a bunch of photos or drawings and writing and lists and plans and blah blah blah. They're all everything journals at the end of the day, I think. Anyway, that is it for me. I'll see you again another time soon. Hopefully you enjoyed that lesson. This has been another page in 10. Goodbye.